Scientific posters are a very important method of communicating scientific results. They are very commonly used at conferences, where poster sessions give the opportunity for scientists to find out about each other's research and discuss new ideas. This video will give you some information on how to make scientific posters, as you are required to make a poster to present your results from Experiment 2. You will have seen the posters hanging up in the corridors of the chemistry building. Most of these have been presented by students or other researchers at conferences. Have a look at these posters next time you're in the building to get an idea of what you can do to make your poster effective. A good scientific poster must be attractive to the audience. It should have a clear layout, that is, it should be logical, and the reader should be able to easily follow the order of sections. A poster should contain all the elements of a research paper, that is, introduction or aims, methods, results, and conclusions. On a good poster, the information should not be too cluttered. You should make sure that there is sufficient white space. Try not to fill all the available space on the poster. You should also try to balance the text and figures. Placing illustrations throughout the poster can help to break up the text into small sections that can be more easily read. Fonts must be large enough and they must be easy to read. Try to avoid using many different fonts on the same poster, as this can be distracting. Finally, make sure that all figures are large enough to be clearly seen and have sufficient resolution. You should download the poster template from Blackboard for this experiment. This will give you some information about what to put in each section. You can change the size of the section slightly if required, and you can choose what colours to use on the poster. The title section is one of the most important aspects of a slide. The title is a good way to sell your work. It should make others want to read the poster. The title might pose a question, it might describe the study, or it might hint at a new finding. Above all, the title should be short and comprehensible to a broad audience. Think of your title as the equivalent of a newspaper headline, short, sharp, and compelling. You must also include your name as the author and your affiliation. This is normally the department and the university. The background and the aim set the scene for the rest of your poster. In the background, you should explain why the research is important. You might choose to include a figure or a picture to emphasize your point, and you should also include at least 2 references at this stage. The aims section must clearly define the research question being answered. You should only include in the aims things that you discuss later on the poster. On this poster, the methods section will take the form of a scheme that shows the synthesis and resolution steps that you carry out. Use a computer structure drawing software like ChemSketch, ChemDraw, or Marvin Sketch. You can learn more about how to use these in the resources folder on Blackboard. The results section is one of the most important parts of a poster. Make sure that you follow the instructions in the template on what you should include in this section. In the conclusion section, you should remind the reader of the major results and quickly state how you achieved your aims. Make sure that the conclusions refer to the aims that you outlined above. For the outlook, you should state the relevance of your findings to other published work or to the real world, or future directions for the work. Throughout the poster, you should include references, and you must include details of these references in this reference list. Make sure that you look at the referencing document in the resources folder on Blackboard and use the referencing style that is detailed. Remember that you should use scientific references. Wikipedia is not a primary source, so it is not an appropriate reference. The lab manual is also not an appropriate reference. When choosing colours for your poster, using 2 to 3 colours will give the best look. Too many colours can make it look chaotic and unprofessional, but having no colour will make it boring and plain. Keep in mind the colour wheel to help you choose which colours to use. You might choose to use opposite colours or complementary colours from the colour wheel. You could just use one colour with different shades and tints. Finally, if you want a bit more colour, you could use 3 colours that are next to each other on the colour wheel. For more information on how your poster will be marked, make sure to look at the marking rubric on Turnitin.
You are not required to print out your poster for this experiment. Instead, you should submit it through Turnitin, as for all other reports. Submit your poster as either a PowerPoint slide or a PDF. No other document types will be accepted.